Hello, it is a dark episode for May 30th, 2022, end of the weekend, and I got a fair bit done. I filmed a video sitting where I am sitting right now. Well, actually, the next chair over. So, different chair, so totally different video. Did that. I did prep, I did writing, got the tires changed, did the laundry, the dishes are getting cleaned, all the good stuff. We figured out what painter we're going to use. I need to click accept and get that going. Yeah, that's about what's going on. Watching a video at the moment that's talking about the manosphere on the internet, which seems to be kind of dealing with the one extreme in masculinity in the internet age, which is the edgelord, kind of right-leaning dudes who say deliberately provocative things online to get a rise out of people, oftentimes on 4chan, but just generally a certain kind of 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 person, usually going to invoke fascism or things like that. And the guy who's doing it, FD F signifier, black man, is saying, like, let's look at this because it's basically looking at white dudes, young white dudes of a certain type, and how somehow by getting all edgy and edgy behavior is a part of reclaiming some kind of power that they feel. And I think about myself as a young guy, and it wasn't like there was no internet for me to be an edgelord on, but had all this kind of energy in, like angry about stuff at home, wrote a couple of very kind of, I guess, edgelord things of a kind of Hamlet-like massacre in my school for my English class. I'm extremely lucky that I had a professor, an English teacher, just went, "Yeah, okay, buddy," and kind of brushed it off and ignored it. It's probably the healthiest thing that could have happened to me. Well, maybe also getting pulled in for counseling, but that would have scared the fuck out of me. I don't know how well that would have gone, and you never know exactly who's gonna pull you in for counseling. I'm very grateful to that teacher for just ignoring me, or just, I think, giving me a C- for poor grammar. But it's interesting of a certain kind of behavior that young dudes can engage in. Now, the thing is, on the extreme of that, like, I wrote, like, a silly story and stuff like that, which, to me was silly. Maybe to someone else it would have been deeply disturbing. It's like, holy fuck, what's up with this guy? Is he going to be a shooter or something like that? I mean, yeah, that was never in my head, but how do you distinguish harmless twerps like myself? I proved to be fairly harmless to people who were really, really violent, and if had access to the wrong materials would hurt a lot of people. And I guess it's one of those things of, like, when you look at a group, like, the number of people who are shooters is probably a vanishingly small percentile of the population, of white dude population. So do you tar everybody in that group with that brush, or and there's varying behaviors that are included in the thing. It's an interesting question. I'm interested in the video. I don't know if I'm particularly that other than being a white dude who used to be a young fucked up, angry little dude. Though I think I was angry in more of a semi-leftist sort of way. Not that I had coherent politics then, or even have coherent politics now. You would call me a muddled leftist, lefty-ish thing. Not that I'm politically active at all, other than voting on the left of the spectrum in Canadian politics. But yeah, I mean, there's always the problem with youth. Successive generations are always looking at the youth and thinking, oh my God about them. So there's always that to keep in mind. The old people are always freaking out about young people, and then the young people grow up to be old people who go, yeah, why were they worried about us? They should be worried about them. So there's that. I mean, not to say that there isn't deeply fucked up things that get brought up generation after generation and do cause real harm to women, to minorities, to people who just don't have the power. Some of these young edgelords grow up to be the upper tier of society. Someone like Elon Musk, who is inflicting himself for good or for ill on the people that he has under his sway, under him. Yeah, which is to say, I'm going to listen to F Signifier, whatever the hell his name is, and his video on Manosphere, because he will most likely have some coherent things to say about it, whereas I have a lot of flailing about to do. All right, maybe I'll listen to that. It's Jeezly long video and see if I have any thoughts when I get to the end of it versus right now at the beginning where I'm like, where was I? Where am I on that spectrum? Where was I? I don't think I belong. I belong to a unosphere of one, which might be just another type of edgelord being isolated in your own head and not getting out much. Though not particularly being radicalized by anyone except for my own brain. Ooh, scary. Alright, I will leave it there. I am some weirdo sitting in my backyard talking to myself. That's something to be concerned about. Hopefully the neighbors aren't calling the cops right now. I've been Jay. More videos later.